have seen that two members of faculty have been assigned in a class to teach Math 2201. From 26th, I guess one of them will join on 26th, and we'll start taking a class on 26th. And the second member has not yet informed me. So meanwhile, I thought that I will take a few of the classes until those persons join, and I can proceed towards completion of the syllabus a bit. So with that, I am here. As per your routine, you must have seen that the class is allocated to some other faculty member. Until they joins and start taking class, I'll be taking a couple of class with you. So, am I audible? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You're audible, sir.
Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
So in this class, we will talk about abstract algebra, basically. I hope you have seen the syllabus. I have attached the syllabus also with my message in Google Classroom. There are 4 modules. 2 modules will be on group theory, 1 module on ring theory, and another module on number theory. So elementary sets and all. So I'll discuss module 2 and 3 in this class, and I'll be taking class until the new faculty member joins and start taking class with you. So that is the plan. Let me share a screen with you. Is the window visible? Can you all see the window?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you tell me what is written over there?
Sir, group theory IT.
That means it is clearly visible. Okay, fine. So the first thing that I'll discuss in this class is something known as binary operation. Binary operation. Now, what is meant by a binary operation? Let S be a non-empty set. I expect all of you will also take running notes with me, as you used to do in your physical classes. Let S be a non-empty set. I hope you all know what is the meaning of a set. Have you read set in your earlier classes? In set theory in your plus 2 level, have you read set theory?
Yes, sir.
So anybody knows what is a set? Can anybody tell me what is a set, or which mathematical object we define as a set? Can anyone remember what is the definition of a set? Anyone? Can anyone tell me the definition of a set? Okay. So I guess you have read set is a well-defined collection of distinct objects. Well-defined. There must be some rule governing the objects, right or not? Okay. So let S be a non-empty set. Let star from S cross S to S is a mathematical operation. Is a mathematical operation. Now, let me clearly explain you what I'm meaning by this. Start from S cross S. Say, for example, if I consider the operation usual addition. If I consider the operation usual addition, what happens? We know that 2 plus 3 is equal to 5, for example. So that means this 2, 3, 5, each of these numbers belong to, I can say, set of integers, or I can say set of real numbers, whatever it is. Say I'm denoting set of real numbers. So what this addition is doing, basically I can look into addition as this addition is picking up a pair of element 2, 3, and it is mapping it with another element 5. Can I look into this operation from this perspective? Can I look into this operation
Yes,
from this perspective? In a similar way, I can consider addition is an operation which picks up -1 and 5 and maps it to an element, say 4, right?
Yes, sir.
So how I can look into this operation addition? This addition is nothing but it is a mapping which maps a pair of element from a set to another element on that of that set. So I can say this addition is a mapping from R cross R. Why R cross R? Because you know that this defines a Cartesian product of two sets R and R. And actually Cartesian product yields ordered pairs, right? So this is a mapping from R cross R to R. Have you read about Cartesian product of sets? If I have a set A which is equal to A, B, C, and if I have another set, say B, which is equal to say 1, 2, 3, can anybody tell me what will be the members of the Cartesian product of the two sets A cross B? You people must have read it in your previous semester. Can anyone, means in your +2 level, can anyone tell me what will be the member of this Cartesian product A cross B? Anyone? No one. Can anyone tell me who will be members of the Cartesian product A cross B? Correct. An ordered pair A comma 1, an ordered pair A comma 2, an ordered pair A comma 3. In this way, an ordered pair B comma 1, correct? An ordered pair B comma 2, an ordered pair B comma 3, right? And you people try to interact with me because I am no Antaryami that I will understand whether you are getting things or not. So you have to interact. C comma 1, C comma 2, C comma 3, right? So they will be the member of the Cartesian product. Am I right? Okay. Now, since it is A cross B, I have kept the elements of A in the first place and I have kept the elements of B in the second place. If it is B cross A, then the thing will get reversed, right?
Yes, sir.
So Cartesian product, if I have two sets, Cartesian product contains ordered pair or two elements. Means if I consider of picking up two elements from a particular set, that means actually I am picking up one element from the Cartesian product of that set with itself, right or not?
Yes.
So this operation addition actually acts on two elements. So that's why I have written that R cross R to R. This is a mapping from R cross R to R because R cross R will contain all ordered pair of real numbers. Clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
So that's why the notation is like this. So I'm again going back to the thing. Let S be a non-empty set. Let star is a mathematical operation. Then star is called a binary operation. A binary operation if number one, star is well defined. Means we know clearly what is the operation. It is well defined. It yields value for everything. For each ordered pair, if I apply, I will get a specific answer. It is well defined. Number two, star is, and well defined means I am meaning to say that you cannot say that the answer may be this or maybe this. There cannot be ambiguity about the answers. Or I can say as a note, this means unambiguous. You cannot say this is my mathematical operation. If you operate these two elements, your answer may be this, maybe this. It cannot be the case. The answer must be unique. Or we can say unique, means the answer should be unique. Okay, this is what I'm meaning by this word well defined. Clear? You cannot say that if you operate these two, the answer can be 7, the answer can be 5, the answer can be 3 also. You cannot say this kind of vague things. The answer should be unambiguous. The answer should be unique. The answer should be well defined. So that is what I'm meaning. The second is star is defined for all. Star is defined for all. Rather, for all elements. That means if I complete, it means for all elements of S cross S. Means you can apply that mathematical operation to every element in that Cartesian product, or that means to each pair of element in your set. Number 3, star, or I can say that this set S, in a more simple way I can say this set S is closed. This set S is closed under star. What I'm meaning by this, I'm meaning that the answer also lies in S. The answer lies in S. It is quite understandable because the mapping goes into S. So the answer lies in S. Means you cannot say, means an operation on a particular set will not be a binary operation if the answer is not lying in that set. So that is called S is closed under star. That means the answer also lies in S. Now this property is popularly known as the closure property. For example, if you consider the case of addition, if you consider the case addition that I have defined, means that I have written over there, if you consider the case addition, and if you say, if you consider the set operation, means if I think that my star is the usual addition and my set is the set of real numbers, then just think and tell me, is the binary operation addition satisfying all these requirements that is there? Means is the mathematical operation star satisfying all the requirements described in 1, 2, 3? Someone think and tell me.
Yes, sir.
So this is a binary operation, correct? Okay. Now let me take another example. Say this is 1. Say this is 2. I'm considering as division. And I'm defining the binary operation star is defined. Star is defined on the set of real numbers as A star B is equal to A divided by B, when A, B are some real numbers, right? So this. Now tell me, is it satisfying all the 3 conditions written above? All the 3 requirements written above? Well, so let us.
No, sir.
No, why not?
So suppose if B is 0.
Exactly, that means the second condition fails. This is not defined for all elements of S cross S here. That means R cross R. So I will write here, here star is not a binary operation, correct? A star is not a binary operation as condition 2 fails. That is, star is not defined on a comma 0 where a is a real number. Is it okay? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Acha, I am changing the set a bit. Just I'm changing the set a bit. Let us see whether the same operation becomes a binary operation or not. If I exclude 0 from the set of real numbers, then what will happen? Then will all the 3 conditions be satisfied? Just I will exclude 0 from the set of real numbers. Means if I consider say on set of real numbers minus the singleton element 0. If I consider this set, then will start be a division by binary operation. Then can you do everything?
Yes, sir.
Certainly correct, because the answer of division is always unique. We know that. Means now it is defined for all elements, because the problem was if you have a 0 in the denominator, we have excluded 0 from the entire set. So that is also done. And closure property, yes, if you divide 2 real numbers, your answer will certainly be a real number, correct or not? So the closure property also holds. So we can write on R minus 0, this star, that is division. Division means usual division is a binary operation, correct? Is it okay? No, the same thing. I'm changing the set once again. I'm changing the set once again. Now let S is equal to, my set is the set of natural numbers. Natural numbers means, do you know which elements are contained in the set of natural numbers? Which elements are contained in the set of natural numbers?
1 to infinity.
1, 2, 3, etc. Correct. Now let S is equal to set of natural numbers. Now tell me, on this set, if I define division, will that be a binary operation? On the set of natural numbers? These are your 3 conditions which are to be satisfied. I'm defining division on the set of natural numbers. So will that be a binary operation?
No, sir.
Why not?
The third property.
The third property fails. Very good. The closure property fails. Let S is equal to N. Then I can write then star, that is our division, that is our usual division, that is our usual division, is not a binary operation, is not a binary operation as closure property fails, right? As closure property fails. Clear? Up to this, tell me if you have any doubt, if you have any question, because understanding binary operation is one of the key things in abstract algebra or group theory. So tell me whether you have, yes.
Sir, in point 2, that means in division, please explain it once again.
Which one? I have
Sir,
defined three cases. 3 sets one by one I have
yes, sir,
taken.
but that
Which one?
first one. Here the star is not a binary operation, then the condition 1 fails. That one you had explained.
Condition
no?
2 fails. Okay. What is
Yes,
said
sir,
in condition 2? Condition 2 says that it should be defined for every element of S cross S. That means you should be able to pick up any 2 element and your operation should be defined on that. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So now, here your set is the set of real numbers. So now pick up one real number and another one, any real number and another one 0. Now can you define your operation on that? Now if I try to define that operation on say this kind of element, so I have one real number and the second element is 0. Then what you will get? Something divided by 0, is that defined on
No,
the set
sir.
of real numbers R? So A by 0 means, is it defined on the set of real numbers? Can you divide anything by 0?
No, sir.
So that means the second condition, which requires that the definition, that the operation should be defined for every element, each pair of element, is not true.
Yes, sir.
That's why I have written condition 2 fails.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now, if I exclude 0, then I have absolutely no problem, because there is no question of dividing 0 by 0 occur, because my set does not contain 0. Now, apart from 0, you pick up any 2 element, everything will happen. That's why I have written in the second point that if I exclude 0, this means R excluding 0. Okay. Or some people use a notation like this also, R star means set of non-zero real numbers. So then I have again no problem, everything is satisfied. Now I again change the set. So now I am considering the same binary operation, means same mathematical operation, that is division. But now my set is the set of natural numbers, say 1, 2, 3, etc. Now can I define a division there, and can I say it is a binary operation? Again, no, because if you divide two integers, two natural numbers, your result will be a fraction, which is not a member of the set of natural numbers, because this set which you are having right now is not containing fractions. And my third requirement says that the answer should lie in the same set. But if you divide 2 by 3, your answer will not lie in the set of natural numbers, right or not? Right or not?
Yes, sir. Right.
So that's why I have said the closure property fails. That means for a mathematical operation to be a binary operation, each one of these three things must be satisfied. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Clear to everybody, everyone? Are you people, means 47
Yes,
people
sir,
are there.
clear.
Are you listening or just join and then sleeping?
Listening, sir.
Only 1 or 2 students are interacting with me.
Sir, listening.
Okay. If listening, then now you people suggest me some examples of mathematical operations which are binary operations. So what we need, if we have to say that this is a binary operation, I need 2 things. One, a mathematical operation, and another one, a set on which that operation is defined, correct? Because you have seen that the same mathematical operation on some set may be a binary operation, on some other set may not be a binary operation, right or not? So I need to say clearly both the things, that which is my binary operation, that which is my binary operation, and which is the set on which we are defining it. Clear or not? So fine. Is it okay? Now give me example of mathematical operations that you have encountered so far. Means you have done so many mathematics in your class up to +2 level first year. Give me examples of binary operations that you have seen so far. Sorry, that you have seen so far.
The modulus operation.
Modulus is a binary operation or it is an unary operation? To find a
Yes, sir, it is
modulus, you need
performed
two
on.
number or one number?
Sir, it is performed on two operands.
Sorry.
Sir, it is performed on two operands.
So tell me what you are saying. Modulus means what you are saying.
Like
Means mod of A.
Star is a binary operation where A star B is equals to A modulus B. Where
A modulus B. What is the meaning of that? Star is a binary operation. Okay.
yes,
Then
the result
A
will be
star
remainder.
B. A modulus B means what is that? I don't know.
So that percentage sign that.
Oh, that is remainder division.
Oh yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That is
I
you are
was
saying the
talking
remainder
about
division.
remainder division. Yes, sir.
Correct.
Not
Correct.
that
Correct.
modulus one, that square bracket one.
Residue. That means you are saying the residue operation. Correct.
Yes, yes.
Okay. 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 Fine. Fine. So you are saying that your answer will be say. How to write it? Actually, it will be A modulo B, correct? As you are saying, A modulo B,
Yes, sir.
right? You're trying to say something like this. Am I right or not?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So, yes, this is a binary operation, and you set, you need to specify the set also. On which set you are defining this? 3. Modular division. Modular arithmetic, as you will say. Correct? Very good. Now, what is your set? Can you define this binary operation on any real number? Can you define this operation on any real number?
So wait a second.
Can you define this on any real number? Means can you define this on fraction, this operation? He's saying this actually A percent B. Means
Yes, sir.
The remainder when A is divided by B. That is what he is trying to mean. So my question is, can you define this on any A and B? Means on any real number A and B, or A and B should be some specific kind of numbers like that?
So it will work right for all natural numbers. But
Natural numbers. That means your set is the set of natural numbers, correct? So
yes,
fine.
sir.
So fine. This is an example. Your set is the set of natural numbers, and A and B has to be chosen carefully. Means your A must be greater than B, right or not?
No, sir.
Okay.
Because 4 modulo 5 is 4. So
4 modulo 5 is 4. So it is defined in that way. Correct. So it is A and B can be any natural number. Very good. Very good. Means since it is the modular division, we don't need that requirement, that there is no question of getting a fraction kind of thing, right or not? Since it is a question of remainder, there is no fraction, and we know that remainder can never be fraction. So the issue with the closure property is not arising here, right? Instead of natural numbers, we had an issue with closure property in the previous example when we considered only division. But here, since it is the remainder, and we know the remainder cannot be fraction, so and remainder cannot be negative also, it has to be a natural number. So there is no question of closure property being failed here, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So this fine. Anybody else want to say anything? Want to add anything? किसी को कुछ ऐड करना है, আর কেউ কিছু ऐड করবে? Anybody else want to add anything? তোমরা কেউ কিছু বলবে? किसी को और कोई एग्जांपल देना है? Okay, fine. Now I am giving some examples. Say my ASC is the set of natural numbers, and I'm defining three operations. The first one I'm defining as A star B equal to A. Okay, where A, B are natural numbers. A star B equal to A. Number two, let me change the symbol a bit. A operated with B. I'm changing the, just change the symbol. A is equal to max of A comma B. Say A comma B are natural numbers. And the third operation is on the same set of natural numbers. A, then let me change the symbol a bit. A operated with B equal to A to the power B, where A, B all are natural numbers. So I'm defining these three operations. Firstly, let us check whether these three are binary operations or not. So let us check one by one whether they are binary operations or not. Are they binary operations, each three? Are these operations binary operations? Check one by one and answer me.
So first one actually doesn't have any operation.
First one doesn't have any operation.
Yes, sir.
This is the definition of the binary operation. A star B is equal to A. It returns the first value. No, it is not any.
Like in previous example, we have taken like plus, minus in place of that star.
This is the definition of this binary operation. It says that whenever you means it is a mapping from S cross S to S. So you need to know what is your answer. Once you do any binary operation, you need to know what is your answer. So this operation tells when you operate the two, your answer is the first element. This one tells when you operate the two, your answer is the maximum of the two elements. And this operation says when you operate the two, your answer is A to the power B. That's it. So it's a very, very well defined mathematical operation. The answer, it returns always the first value. All right or not? So now check one by one. Is the operation well defined? Means is your answer unique? When you pick up any two natural number and operate in this way, will your answer be unique? For example, if I do 2 operated with 3, what will be my answer? 2. So fine, that is unique answer. There is no ambiguity. If I operate, say 5 operated with 12, what will be my answer? The answer is 5. There is no ambiguity about the answer. So the first point is satisfied. Is it defined for all? Of course it is defined for all, quite obvious. You pick up any two element, you do the operation, there is nothing that will stop you from getting an answer. So it is well defined. The third point, closure property. Is closure property holds? Of course closure property holds, because if you operate any two element in and get an answer in this way, the answer will always be one of the two, rather the first element of the two. So if when your two elements are natural numbers, your answer will also be a natural number. So the answer lies in the same set. So it is closed also. So all the three conditions are satisfied. So we can say that this is a binary operation, right? Right or not?
Yes, sir.
What about the second one? Is the first property satisfied for the second one? Is the answer unique?
Sir, in case A and B is same, so how can we find max? So
Max is, if your two values are same, what is the maximum value among the two? The value
one
itself.
can also, then it is defined.
It is defined also. Correct, it is well defined. The second property, the means the answer is unique, it is well defined. Second property, the answer also lies in the same set, so that is also true. So this is also a binary operation. Now the third one. Now the third one.
Sir, A shouldn't be 1.
A shouldn't be 1. Why? What is the problem if A is 1?
So you can change B any number of times, like you can take from 2 to 100, 1 to the power 2, 1 to the power 100, both are same.
So what? So what? Means nobody is saying that you should not get the same answer when you operate different pair of elements. But the answer is, when you are operating a same pair, you cannot get two answers. Means I cannot say my binary operation is such that A star B is equal to plus minus AB. But my point? Because then there is ambiguity. Some people can take plus AB, some people can take minus AB. So AB. So that is not allowed. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
But there is absolutely no problem if for different pair of elements I get the same answer. Is it okay? By the same logic, you get 1 plus 5 equal to 6 and you get minus 2 plus 8 equal to 6. So there is no problem. Plus is a binary, addition is a binary operation. Are you getting my point? But, but the problem is, for the same pair and for the same operation, you should not get two answers. Then there will be ambiguity. Some people will take something, some people will get take something different. At the end, different people will get different answers, and there will be a total chaos. Okay, so there's absolutely no problem about that. Means if that is your objection, that 1 to the power means A cannot be 1, so that is not a problem actually. I can get the same answer, not a problem. But for a particular pair, my answer should be unique. I should not get two answers. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
So now, is it a binary operation, the third one?
It is.
It is.
Yes.
So now all three are binary operations. Now, I insist you to think on these three binary operations, and in my next class, you will tell me whether you are able to spot on any specific characteristic about these three binary operations or not. That in this binary operation, or how many characteristics you can spot on these three simple binary operations. How many characteristics means their similarity. In some cases, say, for example, this is happening in operation 1 but not happening in operation 3. In this way, if you can identify or spot some special characters of these three binary operations or not. In the next class, I have a meeting today actually. I'll end the class at this point. So in the next class, means that is on Monday, I will discuss some other concepts based on these three binary operations. I'll take these three binary operations as my example, and we will try to focus on some other properties or characteristics of binary operations. So for these 2-3 days, I'm assigning you with a task. Think on these three binary operations, and in the next class, tell me whether you can spot on any specific characteristic or not. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay, so any quick question anybody want to ask?
Okay. Can you repeat the third one? It will be.
Means what I have to repeat?
Sir, you understood the third one.
Sorry, what I have to repeat? This is a binary operation, A to the power P. A to the power P.
Yes, sir.
So the first one, is it defined? Well defined, of course well defined. You pick up any two element and you can calculate that. If you pick up any two integer a and b, you can very easily calculate a to the power b. For example, take a equal to 5, b equal to 4. So a to the power, your answer is 5 to the power 4, which is well defined. It is unique also. The answer is unique also, because 5 to the power 4 cannot have two different values. Correct? And the third one, if a and b are integer, then a to the power b will also be an integer. Pick up any two integer. Integral power of an integer is always an integer, right? So it satisfies all the three requirements. So it is a binary operation. Is it okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay, great. So this, now you think on if you get something else or not. I'll ask you in the next class. Sure. Okay, just a moment. Let me have a screenshot. And actually you need to change your username in a specific format that I will post in your Google Classroom. So that will help me in taking attendance properly, because I have an extension in my browser which imports the participant list in an Excel file. So I'll give you a specific format, change your name accordingly before you join Excel. Chalo, okay. Bye bye. See you. Take care. See you again on Monday. Bye.